$5,000. Cash payment to anyone who can prove that what lying son of a devil Farrakhan is preaching is consistent with the lessons, supreme wisdom, of Master Fard Muhammad Elijah Muhammad's representation of his teacher Master Fard's teachings.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Sulaiman Rahim here. That's the covenant. Break of 7 seals. Brothers and sisters, I'm getting these stupid messages from these stupid people. You say you pick up Farrakhan. He's a good man. Why you don't like him? Why you so you envious of him and stupid stuff like that? All they gotta do is show me one verse that verifies him and get $5,000. Shut me up. They keep sending these stupid messages. Can't they just, if what I'm saying is wrong, show me the verse. They can't find it. They're too stupid. They can't read. Show me the verse that verifies any of that crap he's talking about, consistent with the message, teachings, and that's what I'm teaching. Get $5,000 and you shut me up. Plus, I'll kiss your ass and Farrakhan's ass in public. His bare ass. They keep sending me this stupid stuff. I mean, they can send it. But I mean, that just shows how stupid they are. Ignorant they are. See? Because if they don't like what I'm saying, they should shut me up. They can't. They just don't like me saying it. So that's their problem. The thing is, Farrakhan's in trouble. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But see, because, I was with Elijah from 775, 5 years. 4.5 years, And because he left in early 75. And when they had the Savior's Day, he come out for theology time and stuff like that, right? They never waste their time talking. Shut defending Elijah. Hey, you gotta believe in Elijah, right? He's a messenger. He's a messenger. They never do that kind of stuff. Think about telling you, man, come out knocking balls out the park, man. We took care of this today. We got some farms today. We made this move. We made that move. We took care of this. We took care of that, right? We made a deal in Japan, right? We got fish coming out from South America, right? And we doing this, we doing that. And we just got to open up a bank. Take care of business. Farrakhan, you gotta believe Farrakhan. He's the one. God picked him. He's the savior. God speaks to him. He speaks for God. And because he's in defense mode, you only get in defense mode when somebody's kicking your ass. And you don't like it. That's when you get in defense mode. Because you're winning, you in the offense mode. And you got them in defense mode. I'm not in defense mode. You don't see me out here, hey man, I'm the messenger of God. You gotta believe in me. You gotta come over here and do what I tell you to do. You gotta come over and kiss my butt. Right? Because I'm holy. You don't see me doing that. I ain't let somebody come over here. I ain't gotta go and say, hey, I can prove who I am. See, I broke this thing, I did that thing, I did. You don't see me doing that. I put the information out there. You do what you want to do with it. But see, he's so holy. He's a good man. God made him in the womb. God chose all goddamn lies. They're in defense mode. It's one thing to be in defense mode, right? Another one when you punch yourself in the face. What are you doing? Because they're lying their ass off, and anybody that got sense to see to punch yourself in the face. You're kicking your own ass. Because when you're lying, that's what you're doing. You're kicking your own ass. When you're lying, right? Consequence comes all kinds of ways. See, and that consequence can be a negative consequence. Could be you get a cancer, right? You get an accident, what you call accidents, right? Somebody hurt you, hurt somebody near you, or something like that. So it could be suicide, blow your damn head off. You'd be kicking your own ass. See? So when you're out lying, that's what you're doing. So there's consequence to it. So you're whooping your own ass. Because people that know the truth can see clearly who you are. Anybody's got their eyes open, especially if you know anything about the angel, they're so obvious, so clear. That's the beauty of the angel. See, once the angel opens your eyes, you can see, because the angel actually opens your eyes. Now, what you do is that's up to you. That's another point. It all together. But here, sometime if they do, I just send them the link. Hey, look, just look at the link. I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to argue with you, fight with you. Why are you like that? Well, here's the link. It doesn't matter to them because they're stupid. Probably don't anything biology. So they believe that God makes people in the wombs. They believe that. They don't understand that was a 1,500-year-old talking. People didn't know anything about DNA and didn't know about genes and atoms and stuff like that, right? See? Because God is consequence. God is mathematics. Everything is mathematics. So mathematics will make you in the womb. DNA makes you in the womb because it's mathematics. Everything is mathematics. God is mathematics. So, I deal with hands, I deal with whatever, sleeping with your mom or whatever, however you think he's doing to make babies in the womb. Whoa. Mm-hmm. There's the link. Hi, leave me alone. There's the link. But it doesn't matter. You could probably get read anyway. Right? And y'all such contortionists, you probably twist that some kind of way around and say, he was just saying that because he want to try to be nice to the Jews. People. Here's Farrakhan. That shit in my mouth really sells. It does. Nothing but come out of his mouth but shit. We can prove it. None of that stuff, that's why they don't come and get the $5,000. Because none of that stuff represents Elijah Muhammad, nor represents Master Muhammad, none of it. Just shit come out of his mouth. He's a demon, follows the devil. They look it up. God's own words. But lightning, oh man, this is about to happen. And when it happens, everything's going to change. Everything's changing now. But it's going to be a dramatic change. I'm going to mention something about this Queen Sheba because, that's an interesting story. And I've been thinking about that quite a bit the last couple of days. So but they rolling the dice. They never see when you know nothing else works. You got to just go for it. That's what's happening right now. They're going for it because Iran is where they perceive between them and heaven. See, the way they perceive it because that's false Israel. Israel, that's what stopped them taking on the Middle East. And I explained to you about the dilemma they have. I'm not going to that right here. But this is a little darker. Okay, we're in heaven. So I'm going to talk about a couple things. But first, I want to talk about this. I'm going to give you see, thinking. That's something our people was deprived of doing for 20 years. The problem is, are you going to rise up for it? But it says, they were raised. You have to be raised from the condition you are. But you want to stay in that condition. You're clinging to not thinking. See? And you say, wow, you think you're thinking, but you ain't. That's an emotional reaction you have. Oh, I'm taking care of my business. That's not thinking. Birds make nests. Beavers make, what do they call them, dams? Ants build tunnels and build cities. Are they thinking? Is that you call it thinking? They're thinking on that level. But if you think on the level of an ant, then that's not, you're probably thinking on the level of gods. Does gods have people do things, think for them? Then you ain't no God then. You think, how does heavens and earth got put up there? We tell we did that. Can you do it now? You don't even know what this stuff is. You couldn't even tell them what a star is or how a star is made. Or that's the level you're supposed to be on. Instead of contemplating the stars, how they made atoms. You understand what I'm saying? That's the level you're supposed to be on, but you're not on that level. You're anywhere near it. Let's consider this. Say a person, somehow, they shut your eyes and wouldn't let you see. So you went like 20 years, you haven't got it. So after you forgot, you lost the sense of even open your eyes. You can't even realize you have eyes anymore. Because well, you ain't be using them, right? That's why you don't even know you have them. You never open them. So now you're bumping this stuff and everything else. You have the ability to see, but you don't know it. See, we had the ability to tune in, we don't know it. I'm included. I'm not going to lie to you I can tune in. I've had instances in my life where I have done. I had a couple situations. I know it's possible because I'll give you one quick one right now. You know, when I got with the messenger, right? And let's see, I had been homeless and I finally got up out of that, right? And brothers wouldn't sell their papers. So I take their paper. I said, give them to me. They already paid for them, right? So I said, I get all the money. So that's how I was surviving. I mean, I just sell papers 24/7. Shoot newspapers. And so this sister, she saw me say, I see how every day you sell paper stuff. I don't know how the conversation a long time ago, about 50 years ago, right? The conversation, she was an older sister. I was my 20s. She was about 40 something like that, right? She wasn't trying to hit on me. But she said, you look for a job or something. I forgot how it went. Anyway, the bottom line was she had an apartment for rent. It was very cheap. It was right across the street from a donut shop. It's about a bakery, rather. Right across the street from there. So, and she was really nice about it. It was cheap, right? It was like, but it was like a one room, right? And the bathroom was like in the hallway or something. I forget. Anyway, it was better than what I was doing. Trying to get back on my feet. I had been homeless, right? So there was this brother. I had been selling paper. He wasn't doing too well either. So he asked me, could he stay with me for a few days, right? And so, okay. I only got what beds on the floor. We used to sleep in bed together. I ain't with no big deal. But I went out with it. So he said, yeah, well, I sleep on the floor. I said, fine. So anyway, one day, man, I think the second day, the bell rings. It was like you had to go upstairs, walk upstairs. I heard the bell ring, and I looked downstairs, and you can see a window to the door, right? You see him. Someone said, get it. Nobody's there. Nobody's there. What the hell was that? Go back upstairs, right? 10 minutes later, the exact thing happens again. It was him. I got tuned in before it happened. Maybe you might call something else, right? So, I can tell you a couple more. There's more into those one. But anyway, the thing is, we had to see tune in on something that was like you had to build to see, but you kept the eyes closed. We had to build tune in. In fact, we're tuning in, but that's another story. I'm not against that, brothers and sisters. Where I started, the point is, we're picking up on everybody's thoughts right now. The problem, we can't distinguish between ours and theirs. It's like when you go in a room and everybody's talking. You say, man, I can't hear myself think because you hear everybody else. It's all confused. So now, and that's part of the reason why we acting like we acting now, because we picking up devil thoughts and everything else, and we can't see. So all of a sudden, you walk around, you start thinking stuff, and it's really their thoughts interfuse with yours, because you don't even. That's when you have thorough knowledge, so because you really know who you are. Like I said, I tell people this happens many times. I'm walking down the street, man. All of a sudden, man, I got these thoughts. Now I ain't no joy boy. Never been one. right? That ain't me. 100% original black female, period. When I saw something, I get these, what the hell is that? That ain't me. This ain't no man, it's a gay bar right across the street there. You picking that shit stuff up. See? But we got to distinguish that. Some of my people are wrapped up in that. And see, the Bible tells you that. See, I know y'all ain't paying attention. Tell you in the so-called New Testament, it says some of you was doing those things. So I do that when I would not. So I do that when I would not. Be just looking at it. See? If somebody had said, Son of Man had to save you from that. Because we hear, that's what get away from here, because pick up their thoughts, sometimes their thoughts override ours. And so we thinking that that's thoughts and that's really theirs. See? Joy boy moved right next to your neighbor. All of a sudden now you think you're transgender. Because you ain't thinking, and their thoughts overpower yours. We got to get it out of here, bro. See, you don't know the depth of what's the problem here. But it's Farrakhan, right? He got a husband now. Anyway, so let me move on. I lose my train of thought here. Oh. I was talking about seeing. To sing. So, your eyes, so you bum and stuff. Then one day somebody pull your eyelids up. What was that? Now you can see things. Life changes. See, thinking, like, the difference between seeing and not seeing is the difference between day and night, right? Between hearing and not hearing. But the difference between thinking and not thinking. See, this world, their thought level is very low. That's why they talk in terms of seeing. You see, you feel, you see that? You understand? You see that? I see. Well, that's what I tell people, be careful to me. I see, right? Or you understand is on the mental level. But they use sight because sight is one of their most sight is one of their most powerful senses. That's where they need microscopes. I stuff to see stuff. They can't see it. They don't believe it. Now, me personally, I taught myself, but I didn't need a microscope to figure out atoms and stuff. I can figure stuff mathematically. Yes. They have to see it. They can't see it. It's a theory. I'm gonna move on. I'm getting bogged down here. But the point I'm trying to make is with thinking is that the more you think, the better your life becomes. Because when you can't see, you're bumping into stuff. You're not thinking, right? Your life is complicated. Why is it complicated? Right? Well, if you know mathematics, 5 plus 5 is complicated. The more you know mathematics, that's easy. So you think you start understanding the universe, right? It becomes easier and easier and easier. I can't get people to understand that. Life is complicated because you're not thinking. Or people doing thinking for you. You bump into stuff because you won't open your eyes. My life is not complicated. My wife can tell you how life is easy. It's mellow. Even though we're here in hell, but it's easy. She don't worry about anything anymore because there's nothing to complicate in our lives. Nothing. It used to be. I don't worry about anything anymore. We don't worry about anything. She don't worry about anything. She used to. She got used to it. Because life gets easier and easier and easier because now you figure it out, you understand, and then you don't have to worry about these things. But you don't say, oh man, I wonder what's going to happen over here. I wonder if I'm going to lose my job, man. I wonder if this is going to happen. Wondering. Why are you wondering? If you know, you don't have to wonder. If you understand how things work, you get positive energy, there's nothing to worry about anyway. Once you achieve that and you understand it, that's what nothing they can do to hurt you. That's simple. That makes life very simple, doesn't it? It takes all fear away. If that's got a concept right there, it takes all fear away, all fear. If you understand that principle, because nothing they can do to you. But you don't want to think. So the devil will think for you, enemy to think for you. So what are you going to do? He's going to tell you to beat yourself up. He's going to tell you to think that's going to help them, like, symbiotic relationship. We out there produce food and clothes and apples and oranges, stuff for them. They eat it and turn it into shit, and that's what they give us the shit. Still energy. Still energy. They convert energy into shit. And so we give the shitlings. We take the shitlings and go back and do apples and oranges and cakes and stuff for them. For 40 years that went on. And it's still going on right now because you refuse to think. You got used to not thinking. And that's what injured here to go, because that's what you go tribulation. You force it to, because the point is you have to rise above their level of thinking. That's why it says that, and what it says, I think, I forget how less it goes, but it says their brain's like 6 ounces, 6.5 ounces out of 7. They don't mean that's not, everybody knows that's not the size. See, that's why they look at them and they think, oh, Max Rob, he was stupid, man. He talking about, ain't no brain 7. They don't understand, it's an analogy. Some of the strength of their brain. But you below theirs, as long as you here, that means you under their control. I'm under control too. I don't have to be. You do, because you don't know what to do. Master Muhammad was under control too, but he didn't have to be. He put something under control to reach you. Like somebody drowning in the shit, right? You got to jump in the shit, jump in here to get him out. But you don't have to stay in there. You just get in there, help them out, then you get the hell out of there. I've been asking myself a lot the last few days, man, why am I still here? These Levites, boy. Why am I still here? I don't have to be. I'm mellow. I ain't got any problems. I'm 77 years old. I'm doing good. I'm not in stress. I'm not worried about anything. Nothing. We've been in some tight situations, my wife and I, but she thought it was tight. I said, she finally got used to it. She finally got used to it. She don't worry about anything anymore. She used to. But with me, boy, I was like, ooh. This guy, good man, this guy, man, but he ain't afraid of anything. He just make moves. When I want to do something, I just go do it. I don't matter. Or if it don't work. No, if it does work. As long as I make sure, that's why I say if you stay within that law. So Josh, that law said no one can stand against you, nothing. But they don't understand that. So let me move on. But I was saying that to say, right? See, I'm going to get to it later on, so I'm going to give a touch on it right now. But there's this person, I had to look at it again today, because I had it in my mind, but I never really just researched it. They told this Queen of Sheba. Now, if you notice, there's only 2 female personalities in the Bible that's of any consequence, right? That's Mary, the one they say is the mother of Joshua, who you call Jesus, right? And she was only because she gave birth to the prophet, right? And then this person called Sheba, nobody ever talks about. I mean, she's a queen. Solomon was a king, so what was that about? She's a Levite. She come out of. If you understand the time frame, you understand the mathematics of it, this is during the time now, before we get home. He recognized, she comes to him. Remember in Mark, they come to him. She came to him. She came to him. And she was very a thinking person. How do you know a person thinks when they ask questions? Stupid people don't think, do not ask questions. What do you ask questions for? You ask questions because you want to process information. The reason you ask questions because you're trying to process information, you need more information to process. If you didn't process anything, what you need information for? People ask questions because they don't think, but it's dumb. When you thinking, you got a lot of questions. I had a lot of questions. Mission Islam, I got a lot of questions. I got injured, I had a lot of questions. If I didn't have a question about what's injured, how do you think I'd figure it out? I look at, okay, what does this mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? from calculating, trying to figure it out. It's thinking, process of thinking. They don't want to do that. Well, he said this, he said that, but I ain't thinking. You got your king. Oh, he says it's a street right over here. That's not seeing. That's just following. You holding on to me. You got your little castle cane or whatever. You ain't thinking. See? So she was thinking, because she was saying, that's why do you think you tell a story? They tell a story for a reason. They don't just put, well, you got a book like this here that's so important, it's life, and then they put something in that don't mean anything? Who is this Sheba person? Who is Sheba? Let me talk to a little more later on. But, to make sure, she's a queen. She'll the same level as Solomon is. That's why I call her a queen. They didn't have to call her a queen. Could just call her a leader or something. Right? And she leads up people to Solomon. What's that all about? Let me just hit on it, because I'm not going to explain it. Because these Levites, they got to start thinking. I'm not thinking for them anymore. I said, no, that's it. See, I just remember this thing about Sheba, because I'm not going to spill it. I'm not going to put it back here and figure it out themselves. But it's important to what's about to happen, because it's talking about this tribulation. They're going to figure it out for themselves. Because I gave hints up and down the line for years. Right? I says, one hint I says, well, I think I wonder why it wasn't a female messenger covered for who speaks to the females? Who's speaking it out? I said, when we get home, there will be one. Try to little piece here and there. But it's nice. See, when you're thinking, stuff adds up. So it's like building a house. Foundation, build up, keep building up. But if you ain't thinking, man, you got stones here, you got rocks here, you got nothing. You got a lot of material with no structure. They ain't thinking. And I'm going to tell them how to think. No, I told them how to. Give them the engine. But you got to think to get it. Can't be a parrot. So that's why I'm talking about this. It's a supporting character. Nobody's talking about it. I never heard anyone in scripture, anybody talk about the Queen of Sheba. Okay? I ran to her and said, why is that there? I look at it, and I look at things it's saying about it and everything, the time frame. So, what's this about? And then, like I said, other things I've been saying, like, why ask questions? Who going to speak for the sisters? No, I can't speak for the sisters. Well, the only sister going to make it to the hereafter, tribulation. So I ask those questions. Say, wait a minute, there's a solution to that problem? I'm going to leave that there. Leave that there. My brothers and sisters. Okay. They said everybody's telling right now it's about to blow up in the Middle East. They said that's why Trump is going to China. He's trying to convince the Chinese not to. He's going to try to convince them to back Iran. Why do you want to take Iran out so much? I explained the limit, but it's more towards than that. But the point is, I told you the false Israel connection to it, and then the connection that it's not a connection, but that's one of the main connections because they need it to take control of the Middle East. America needs it, right? See, because they need. Let me put it another way. They need to keep all Israel happy, to keep us blind. So Paul Israel say, I'm not happy as long as I can't take out Iran. Let me take out Iran because they got plans on for Iran to take out. They want to take out false Israel too. It's complicated. Well, sister got him by the. Because remember, all the Europeans was burning those folks up, what, 40, 50 years, 60, 56, 80 years ago? They burned them up. They're trying to clean the story up right now. I was in Germany in the military. And the concentration camps over there, none of them was ever hit by a bomb. They bombed all over Europe. They bombed everything. They bombed the ants, antelopes, trees, bathrooms. Fly bombed everything. They didn't bomb the concentration camps where they knew they was burning the Jews up, and they didn't put bomb it. Yes, why didn't bomb it? Because they was all on board with it. They didn't care. The only thing they cared is when Hitler went into Britain, and Britain called out, "Hey, bro, remember they brother and sister, wife's husband and wife. Hey, we in trouble over here." So America came to their aid. But the funny thing about it is that, it's weird. I don't know, it's funny. The majority of the Caucasian in America, at least at that time, was from Germany, not from Britain. Wow. But that's a little complicated. Anyway, the bottom line is that's where we went to help Britain. That's how they got into the war. You had to by Japan, they set up. But the problem is that they had, for 2,000 years, these people was going at each other's. I didn't see each other's trouble because Jews would be oppressed everywhere they was. They'd be killed, slaughtered. Everybody hated them. Only refuge they had, ironically, from the Moors. When the Moors took over Spain, the Jews ran to Spain, protection against the Caucasian, and the Spanish and the Moors from Morocco, black Africans, Muslims, they protected them. That's why I call Spain, the Jews call that their golden age. They're protected from, and look what they're doing now. They're protected for what, 700 years, I guess it was? See what I'm saying? So they was hating those people for over 200 years. For over 2,000 years, hating them. They finally said that called why Hitler called it the final solution. That means they had plenty of solutions, and they said that's the final one. Finally, just get rid of them all. And everybody was on board with that. In fact, they had a preacher here, I can't think what his name was, you can Google it. They had a preacher here back in World War II, right? He was big and big, Billy Barron. He was big. Totally anti-Semite. Total. He was like the biggest one, bigger than Hagen, all those guys. And like in what's that place in Illinois? I think it's stuff with an R or something. Can't think of the name of it. They had Nazi marches. I mean, who built who? It was Henry Ford, the guy that came to the car. He's the one that built their manufacturing over in Germany. They was on board with that. So why they change suddenly, overnight? When Jews was leaving there, when they was trying to escape, remember they didn't bomb the concentration camps, but they said if they didn't bomb the concentration camps, right? That means the Jews could have broke out of there and took off, run. How could they guards keep them under control when they being bombed? They didn't bomb, they was hoping to get rid of them. That's a fact. And then the ones that was able to escape, and they got a boat and they came over here, and America turned around. They knew they were sending them back to their death. They would not let them come here in America. This is the situation was back in during that time. Then all of a sudden, boom, because Elijah came and says, we are true to Abraham, and we got a little proof right here. Our existence, here's the evidence, the body. And then he said, no, we had these niggas shut down for 400 years. None of time mind totally blocked. Not thinking they can't see a damn thing. Then he'll come open their eyes up. No. Now all of a sudden, no, we love them. They're all good. We don't love them now. We bring them over. We set them up land over there by own, and we protect them because they keep you from realizing who you are. That's what it's all about, and that's what it's all right now. Because the point is, in fact, you got people saying it. If false Israel goes down, that's catastrophic for America. If false Israel goes down, it's catastrophic for America. Why? Well, if they the true to Abraham, they cannot be destroyed. It says if they go over there, they cannot be destroyed. They'll be at home forever. So they get destroyed. That means they couldn't be. Forget about in the scriptures, they had so-called Jesus said he wasn't no damn, they wasn't no damn good. They was liars. They was fake. It says right in Revelations. But they need them to keep us, know who we are, and Jews know that. And they know that they still hate them, but they need them to keep us down. And once they get rid of us, they're going to turn fence. The real financiers get rid of them. They know that. That's why they stole the nuclear weapons, got the secrets, and they got to take control of the Middle East because oil fuels this whole reality. They got nuclear weapons. They got control of the Middle East now. They got the upper hand against the Christians, the Caucasian. They got because now you can't touch them. Got nuclear weapons, and they control what fuels this reality. That's what it's all about. I explain much more detail than that. That's what it's all about. And so right now, it's critical. Heaven now, it's critical. Because the Jews, they're in a rush. Because they know America's in a rush to get rid of us. You got people explaining, but you ain't paying attention. They explain what's all this about. This so-called ICE, they get you inoculated to, hey, people rounding you up. The genocide over there. Now, like, oh, so it's not a big deal. So when they start killing your ass, and the news media ain't gonna say anything. So, hey, what's happening over there? Ain't nothing happening over there in America. In other words, they're used to, but they love those Palestinians much more than they loved you. They kill them. They kill your ass. You treat us human anyway. You don't understand what's going on here. If you're a sports person, before you go into a competition, you practice. You practice on dummies. And all that we're doing right now is they setting up because they closing on you. And the Jews know that. And once they get rid of you, they don't get rid of them. So that's why they're in a rush to get control before they get rid of you. That's what's going on in detail. I got a press to explain more in detail on that, but that's what's going on. But look at this. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, they have not been a greater one than John the Baptist. Remember John the Baptist? Great. See, they going to read the whole thing. Plus, they probably can't read it anyway. Notwithstanding that he is the least, wait a minute, he's the least in the kingdom of heaven. Said the least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than him. Yeah, but he was so great. But said the least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than him. So, wow. He said the great. That's my powerful Elijah was. They said, you're going to be better than him. The least one in heaven better. I mean, how you going to do that? Say, this guy, man, he can lift 100,000 pounds. Well, at least one in my team, the weakest one on my team will lift 1,000 pounds. That means you got a lot of work to do. That's what it's telling you. At the least in he can lose 1,000 pounds, but at least my team could lift more than that. The least one, the weakest one, that means you got a lot of work to do. That don't mean you can just do it. So it tells you got a lot of work because the weakest one has got to be better than Elijah was. And none of you ain't like that. And none of you like that. And none of them out there like that now. You can't find one of them that they come and told them, hey, if you better shut up, I'll put all you got to do is be quiet for 6 months. And we don't put you in jail because we at war, right? They'll be quiet. Elijah Muhammad said, hell with that. You put me in jail if you want to. I'm not going to stop teaching this truth. He was toe-to-toe with him. See? See, you don't read this stuff right. See? So you're going to tell me that you got to be, that you're stronger and wiser about it than Elijah was. See, hold on. You say, well, he ain't talking about somebody else, okay? Hold on. Stand by. That's when I drop your drawers. Oh, look how you talk. You just don't understand, brother, sister. If you don't like the way I talk, get the hell away from me. Get the fuck away from me. I ain't trying to bring people in here to me. If you come here, you got to come because of the mathematics, not because where my breath is. You don't understand. You don't understand. See, you Farrakhan, see, you did because, hey, he put good mouthwash. He put perfume on his ass. Right? He don't say stuff like shit. He say, open the word. That's good God's fortitude. And by the way, that little brown stuff, that's honey. And from days of John the Baptist, pay attention, from days of John the Baptist until now, who's John the Baptist? The kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violence taken by force. Now, what does that mean to you? From the time when he said John the Baptist, 2,000 years ago, whatever, right? Until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violence taken by force. Wait a minute, now sure about the kingdom of heaven ain't some stuff beyond the sun and the stars. I tell you it ain't, because it has to be here. But listen to this next verse. For all the prophets and Lord prophesied unto John. And if you receive it, this is Elijah, which was for to come. In other words, John the Baptist is Elijah. It's right there. He had ears, let him hear. So now from the time of Elijah until now, kingdom of heaven has been taken by force. That means they've been over there trying to take control of the Middle East ever since Elijah's time, until now. By force. That's what's going on right now. This is the final battle. The final battle is about to take place. You don't read this stuff. Until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violence taken by force. False Israel trying to take it. America trying to take it. Iran ain't trying to take it. They ain't bothering nobody. They're the ones trying to take it. That's what false Israel is saying. We want to take control of the Middle East. What was Trump saying? So now, see, that verse right there tells you so much right there. That tells you who's who. They're the violent. They try to take the kingdom of heaven, and right? Until now. So the kingdom of heaven has to be someplace here on earth. Where's all the violence at? Right there in the Middle East. It's been going on what? For 50, 60 years now? He don't want nothing to happen to America because he's one of them. I come to send fire on earth. Son of man talking. He ain't come to, oh, I want to save America. I want America to repent. No, I come to send fire on earth. And what will I be already? I can't wait. I can't wait. I want to come burn this place up. But I am be baptized with how I'm straight until it be accomplished. Man, let me loose. Suppose ye that I come to give peace on earth? Hell no. I tell you no, but rather division. I come to kick ass. I ain't come to unite. I come to kick ass. Division. To break up this mess. It's deeply at the core level. At the actual core, not just states, the core. Families. Is that what Farrakhan's saying? He claims he's the Messiah. He's the Son of Man, all this shit. So, you don't believe in this? Okay. A little further here. We open up the sixth seal. We're in the sixth seal right now. We're in the sixth seal right now. The sixth seal releases the first four. Sixth seal right now. Between the fifth and sixth seal is silence. That's happening. We're in sixth right now. Open the sixth seal. Great shaking occurred. That's the war right going right now. Great shaking. And the sun became black, sack over here, and moon will become blood. This is the Nation of Islam is about to be. Thrones are cast down. The Son of Man or Ancient of Days is about to step. See? But you can read the whole thing in your leisure, right? But down at the bottom right here, and became the day, and because came the day, the great wrath of them who is able to stand. Okay, hold on a minute, I'll read the first one. And they are saying, the mountain and the rock fall on upon us. They're so afraid, man. They're so afraid of the Son of Man and the Lamb. I mean, the God and the Son and the Lamb. They say, hey, kill us before they get there. We don't want them to get hold of us. They're so afraid, right? Men's heart fell for fear. Suppose you, okay, and they're saying to the mountains and the rock masses, fall you upon us. hide you us from the face of the setting upon the throne, from the wrath of the Lamb, from the garden of the Lamb. No, please don't let them get us. Please don't let them get us. Of course, came the great day of wrath. Wrath. Not peace for our cause. Who I want to say, oh, no. Wrath. Who's able to stand? Who's able to stand? That's where we are right now. We're in the sixth seal. We're in it. You're going to incur one heaven. It's happening right now. Michael, master problem. That's who Michael is. And the angel of him of war, that's the shield, with a dragon. And you don't know who a dragon is here. That's Farrakhan dragon is. They tell you some media or something. They got their ass kicked. They got thrown out of heaven. That's what happened. They're getting thrown right now. Almost all American bases are gone. I told you, go back a year ago, go back 2 years ago, go back before last year. I told you, they're going to throw America's force out of the Middle East. Be thrown out. They're almost all gone. Very few left. You queued up for this great battle. Great battle, the last and final battle is about to take place. I'm going to tell you that in a minute. This final battle is about to take place over there. That battle is going to kick off Armageddon. Armageddon has started yet. The European war. But a great battle, a super battle is about to take place. They said America's got more force over than ever. More force queued up over than ever, they said right now. They said Trump is running to China. You know he's going there. He's trying to help China. Don't interfere. Don't matter. They're going to he's running the wrong place. He'd be trying to find another plane. He has mass problem. Please don't mess with us. Because he's the one you got to worry about. Because he's going to be with him. It says Michael and his angels. Michael, mass problem is going to be revealed in a minute. He's going to reveal himself publicly to Shia in a minute. And when he does, it's going to be like a lightning bolt. Bam! All the Shia are going to recognize him. How is that not possible? All you got to do is sit down in Tehran, one of the smaller ships, case closed. It's all over. All over. He's a 12th man. You have a roar over there. You think they're excited now? Wait till the 12th man shows up. Great power and authority. Great power. Unlimited power and authority. And then he points over to the west. You see? That's my son. First voice in heaven. Well, please. Who is that? That's the Lamb. Remember, they're together. So who are you going to point to? You going to point to Farrakhan? Point to Cyrus? Where he points to, it's going to be a lightning bolt. Light shining. Eastern. And when that great light is going to shock America. It's going to shock all black people. Because they're going to know the shock over there. They're going to say, man, it's going to be a big, oh, man, what happened over there? And people uproar. They're 12 man, oh, man, everybody excited. And then they broadcast lightning bolt. That's my man over there. I said, oh, wow, god damn, that's him? Great light. People said, darkness, great light. And that goddamn fucking Farrakhan, whoa. That's the way they're going to be thinking about him. You're going to be talking nice then, aren't you? You're going to go, little bad little Farrakhan, he was a little naughty boy. Really? What do you think going to happen to him? That's where it's going to go down, bro. So I'm telling you up front. And we ain't talking next year either. That's where it's going down. That's where it's going down. The lightning. People see a great light. But lightning brings energy, doesn't it? And light and fire. Energy is going to unite you. See the great army. The light is going to give your mind back. And the fire is going to burn up your enemies and the demons. Boy, I tell you, when if you make it home and you look back and you get your brain up to the level and you look back at the angel and say, damn, man, ooh, I missed all of that. But the next, you don't have to worry about that because the next book, where you had to worry about, you got to be on that level. The next book will be much more powerful than that. Right? That's what's about to happen. Whoa. It's about to happen. If it does happen, right? Then he makes his move. See, in my opinion, I don't know if this is accurate. It's my opinion. He's going to make his move. I think one of the things going to motivate him is I think these fools are going to try to. He's dumb enough to try it because Foster's have been getting their torn up. Try to use a nuclear bomb, and that will bring Master Muhammad out of the dark and he's not going to allow atomic weapons to be used over in the Middle East. It's not going to happen. Only time how many weapons were used here in America be nuked. Only America will be able to live for 1,000 years. It says so in Scripture. But we're not allowed when we're going back to the promised land to be radiated. Not going to let it happen. I think that's what they think they're doing because they're back against the wall right now. They're back against the wall. Not let it happen. Because if you've been watch these UFO things, they say they find UFOs around all these atomic sites. They got their nuclear sites, they're always around, and then when they leave, the site's inoperable. The electronic stuff don't work. Details, not watch the weather. Get Farrakhan, your days are numbered. Everything about you, seed all of it is totally eradicated. It says, will the Lord consume with the spirit of his mouth and destroy with the brightest. When we say destroy, it means totally eradicated. And all the days behind you. That's what's about to happen, brothers and sisters. So they come like a whirlwind. Let's look what it says down here. Here we go. At time of the end shall the king of the south pushes him. King of the south, that's America, Britain, false Israel. Gog, Magog, and the Antichrist. Why do they call him Antichrist? That's the mathematics of it. Because the Christ really means Messiah. The Christ's name is not a manuscript. His name is made up. But Christ means Messiah. He's the anti-Messiah because he's claiming, right, there, seed Abraham and right. But the point is, they was both created at the same time. That's the mathematics of it. It's a lot of math, you'll know. Because they don't just those words up for nothing. They actually call him anti-Messiah, but their book they call him Antichrist. Because in mathematics, right, you have zero, and one side is positive, one side is negative. Negative is anti the positive. So if you have 5, then there's going to be an anti-5 to balance it out, right? So the thing is that the Son of Man, right, he would be, his conception date, the same day as their conception date. That would have been, what, around March, April 1948? So you expect that the Son of Man, because they would be 77, he would be 77. Right? We're going by the conception date, because Medic C said, right, that's why I call Antichrist. They don't just call Antichrist for any reason, that's why. Anyway, that's a little more, maybe too much mathematics for you. Myself, the king of the south shall push him, king of the north shall come against him like a whirlwind. What's about to happen right now? Because they're going all in right now. Trump is going all in. They get everything they got to throw it at Iran. So the king of the south, they said, watch, they said they put all they got, throwing everything in there. They put troops, everything. They're going to make a final push, right? And said when they do that, the king of the north, Iran, going to come out like a whirlwind. Chariots of horsemen with many ships, and enter ships, many missiles. And shall kindle courage, overthrow them. Going to kick ass. They're going to wipe their ass out like a whirlwind and take over the whole Middle East and break the power of the Sunni Arabs. Knock all those kingdoms. And any kings around left, they better be out of there. They can get the damn head chopped off. Yeah, they're going to be chopping heads off. Because they're the enemy. They're probably Muslims, right? So why are you siding with America and Britain, Jews and Christians, against other Muslims? Because they're the dragon. Do you understand it? I'm not just saying that. That's what Scripture calls them. I'm not going into any details about that, brothers. I got presentations explaining all of that. Who they are and why. You understand? And your key is clear. Chopping heads off. The people still be there, but the leaders know they're gone. Either burned up or chopped their heads off. They're going out of there. But I'm believing now. You know, you've been checking out. I think Dubai, whatever, the king fled. I don't know if it's Dubai, one of them. They're all defeated. Because the power, right? The power, the power of the holy people are broken. That's about to happen. Keep American Britain to fall. Take American Britain out. That's when he falls. It's isolated, cut off, right? The desalination plants bombed, right? The airports, so no food come in, no water. So they say they're going to drink blood, eat their own people. Instead, they're going to do it, impress all the nations. So you have said that. It's going to be drones flying across, show everybody what they're doing. They cut off, they're surrounded by the same people they've been committing genocide for the last couple of years. Now they got them surrounded. See, Hezbollah and Iran, all they right back. So they'll be. Now they said they call from water, they call from food. Say but his father, his son, son, his father. Say be drinking blood, and they got a whole world to see. So they isolated. Said we see Jerusalem surrounded by armies. Surrounded by armies. His desolation is nigh. And on top of that, what's going to be the knockout blow? See, because Iran coming out, they're going to kick their ass. But what's going to be a knockout blow? I'm giving details because Egypt is going to ally with. Now Egypt, you say, well, it's a mixed bag over there. Africans, Arabs, they're going to mix. And the bottom line is, right? They're going to side with Iran. And while Israel hanging on their lives, trying to fight their way out of it, Egypt coming through the back door, knock the hell out of them. Surprise! Surprise! That's what's going to knock them out. That blow is going to knock them out. That finishes them. Then that's when the Palestinians, oh boy, ooh! What do you think they're going to do? How do you think they feel? What do you think they're going to do to them people? They've really been going through. What you think? You know, it ain't like, Christians, they're not forgiving people. They talk that crap. But, that's one thing about it. They don't forgive a goddamn thing. They just went through and it's fresh in their mind. They're like 4,000 years old, 400 years old. This is like, all of a sudden, raped my daddy, you killed my mama, you blew my son's head off. What said they're gonna do to those folks? They said they said we see Jerusalem, Saba armies, Jerusalem. Who controls Jerusalem? Their destruction is near. Why I say near? Because it's gonna take a while. They're gonna savor the flavor. Flavor of the binge. We say binge is so cold. Is that how you say it? It's so cold or whatever. Those people know how to take revenge. All they got to do is do what the Jews, what Israel did to them. That'd be bad. They're gonna do worse. That's about to happen this year. 2 days. That's the trip over there in China's about trying to make sure they don't get involved in the picture. Not Yahoo is the president of the United States. You know that? Did you know that? Better read the Angel Key again. He controls the United States. See, he got some dirt on whatever. That stuff will come. Oh, just Epstein, all that stuff. All that stuff will come out. It says, know what you hide to be broadcast all the world. All that stuff's coming out. All the stuff they hide is coming out. That's real. That's what time frame we're in right now. God told me quiet. Okay. When the God shows up, I want to see you tell him that you've been speaking for him. What's that's going to be like? Kind of end going to be terrible. He ain't going to die. Not right away. I don't care if he's 2,000 years old. Why do you think they keep him alive? He's going to be alert enough to savor the flavor. And all his henchmen, It says, what it say? They will get the most grievous chastisement. Wait a minute, the most, that's what it says. Because they believe in part of the book, this and the other. Because they believe in the book, they wouldn't be anywhere near Farrakhan. It tells you clearly he's no damn good. Aaron was no damn good. Peter was no damn good. They tell you clearly, son of perdition, his father's the devil. He says it. I gave the link. They're going to have to tell you clearly, his father's devil, that he's a devil, black-faced devil. There's no way in the world he could be the Messiah. That stuff was right there. That's easy to read. It's easy to read. Aaron after Elijah was no damn good. And God was against him. God did not appoint him. They try to go to the Quran for that one. The Bible says he got angry with Moses even asked for him. Gave Elijah for you to ask. Got angry for Elijah for you to ask for him. There you go. The big battle is about to take place, brothers and sisters. And they expected. They said, well, he might be slick. He tried to do it while he's over in China. So it caught him off guard. Whatever. Why does he go over there? He's trying to make some kind of deal because he don't want them to interfere because they get ready to make some big deal with China, trying to get China to sell out Iran. It's not going to happen. They make the move. They don't want China. They already try to talk to Russia. Russia ain't no, it ain't happening. Try to talk to Mr. Putin. It ain't happening. He won't betray Iran. So now they're going to try to talk to the Chinese. Oh, we give you this, we give you that, or whatever. I don't know. That's what's going on. The big battle. It's going to be a big battle. The first going to finish America, but they're going to tell you out there in the Middle East, because it's going to be isolated. The Sunni Arabs, their power broken. And there's going to be a battle between the Shia and the Sunni. Because remember, those Sunnis, a lot of them brainwashed. They think they're fighting for Allah when they're the jinn. And they don't know Allah is with the Shia. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. What's up, man? Hope it's the same thing. And they kind of, there's a soak with blood. Soak with blood. Soak with blood. Not the cities. Cities we reserve because you come home, you're going home to your cities. It says that. My father's house has many mansions. It's going to be soaked with blood. I mentioned when false Israel, that's going to be a bloodbath. That's going to turn into a lake of blood. No one's going to survive that. No, there will be no prisoners or anything. They're going to wipe out everybody in there. See, they talk about Amalek. Amalek will be reversed back on them. Total destruction. They're not going to leave anything alive, not child, woman, nothing. They're going to destroy everything in there. No one, it says no one will escape. The wrath will be unimaginable. Just backfire. Consequence. It's about to happen. One just war was coming. Final battle about to take place. Final battle. It's going to be a battle too. It's going to be so bad. It's going to be. I'm trying to get you a feel for it. It's going to be so bad that the people here, even with the media trying to cover up everything else, the people here is going to have heart attacks because they know that what's happening over there is coming here. It says men's heart be filled with fear. Those things coming upon earth because the powers of heaven about to be shaken. So when they see, oh, damn, they're going to realize it's coming here. That's how bad it is. If their hearts are failing just in anticipation, that's how, get a sense how bad it's going to be over there. Oh, it's going to be out bad. It's going to be something. Oh. Yeah, baptized water. Okay, this is talking about. What about sisters? A second here. This is talking about Elijah again. He says, so the message come after him. But they read you about Elijah, they don't read about the message comes right there. It's two messages. Elijah turned these nations of Islam. No matter after him, when scripture says clear, that's why they don't get the most severe chastisement, because they say, believe in power, book, this, and the other. But if you're going to believe in Elijah, what's the problem with the message of the covenant? He says, you go after Elijah, prepare the way for him. They just ignore that part. Good for him. Because there'd be no mercy. And I don't have to do it myself. There are people going to do it to him. But they're sharing with me. They don't. They better hope that people do it to him. I tell people, you don't know me. You don't know me. I act on a mathematical plane. You don't know me. No. I'm honest. I don't lie. They don't like me. They know they can trust me. I don't lie. I don't follow anybody. What did it say? It says right there, it said about the Son of Man, it says they hate him, but he did no violence to anybody. But then when the judgment came, he said, you don't want to get fall in his hands. That's mathematics. If you reduce to a roach, you just get stepped on, don't you? Nobody even thinks about it anymore. Those people, it says, anybody that gets against them will be crushed. You understand, brother? So when you operate on that level, it's a whole different way of looking at things. Because he's loving and passionate to his people. I mean, they love him. Well, they don't love him right now. See, it says when he gets to the hereafter, it said the women will be, what's the word they use? Not control, but it's like they can't control themselves from crying. They realized what he had to go through to get them home. I can't remember the word they use. So their tears are crying uncontrollably. But then they understand the sacrifice he made, specifically for them to get home. And then what he had to go through. Anyway, yeah, come at me as my name. Shoes I'm not worthy to bear. So you're baptized Holy Ghost. That's what, right? He says, Son of Man will baptize the Holy Ghost. That's scripture. And you'll fire. That's tribulation. You understand, mental key is more specific than that. Whose span is in his hand, he will thoroughly purge his floor. I mean, he ain't bullshitting. He gathered his wheat to the garden, he burned the chaff with unquenchable fire. See, he has two personalities. You don't have two personalities. He just deal with roaches like you deal with roaches, and deal with squirrels like you deal with squirrels. He knows the difference. You understand what I'm saying? Not that like squirrels. You get the point. So if you fall against it, unquenchable fire. One of our sisters. Let me check something here. I messed this up here. Okay, so let me talk a little about the Shiva. They got to pick this out themselves, right? And when the Queen of Sheba heard of the fame of Solomon concerning the name of the Lord, right, she came to prove him with hard questions. Hard questions. And she's a thinker. See, she wasn't playing. She was asking questions, man, you know. But you got to think, you know, what kind of question to ask. You just ask questions without mean anything. Hard question. And she came to Jerusalem with a very great train, with camels and bears and very much gold and precious stones. And where she came to Solomon, right? And commanded with him all that was in her heart. So she laid it all out to him. So you can read at your leisure, brothers and sisters. It's quiet out there. Now, the Quran, they don't use name. They says Queen of South. Queen of South, the same thing. But she's going to come, and she's leading the people, her whole all the people with her, whole army and everything with her. So like so they said, that's the understanding mathematical situation. So wait, hold it. She's doing this before we get home, here. And why is she so special? Why is she called queen? And she comes to him, she asks why she's a thinker, she's smart, and she's a leader, but she's female. And the cat says, remember I said the Nation of Islam is the king and the queen. He's the queen. So why would he be the queen? The female perspective. Who is that? Who's this Sheba person? I'm not gonna spill the beans yet to figure it out yourself. I tell you, Levi's the own thing. Ain't close. You think they are, they ain't. Actually, I'm not doing thinking for them anymore. That's not think for themselves. The way he said it says, every toe has cell's own bottom. That's what he should say. Every toe has cell's own bottom. He said at the end, he said, the believers, you can put them on a taxi cab. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's what he said. That means that's all it's going to make for tribulation? It might be. But God said, hell, get him. I'll make a king out of you. Talk to Elijah. Question by Levites. It's Queen of Sheba. Go read it. I'm not going to read all this processes. Okay. The Queen of Sheba, the Queen of the South. This is the way you mentioned. And I think, is this the. Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay. They also call it Queen of the South in the Bible. I'm pretty sure it's just, yes, it's not the Quran. The Queen of Sheba, Queen of the South, shall rise with judgment with this generation. The judgment will take place here. So it's just something happened here. And she condemn this generation. For she came from the uttermost parts of the earth. Right? That means as far away from the earth as you can get. Right? To hear the wisdom of Solomon. Hear the angel. His wisdom. Oh, the greatest Solomon is here. She came to Solomon. His wisdom is the angel. So she came on this part of earth, right? That she in the earth. So that means he has to be here. Because we go home, we ain't in earth anymore. So something will happen here. I'm not going to tell you. Let's start figuring things out. I'm just giving you more details about what's happening in the Middle East, what you expect to happen. Right? That's Queen of Sheba here. Who is she? Is she Levi's boy? I don't know. So that means it's going to be a. When I said trying to figure who's going to lead the NOI through tribulation, I didn't think that the three people that speak about are going to do it. There's a lot of little hints around. Right? So who's this Queen of Sheba? Again, why the questions? A lot of questions about why do you need her? Who's speaking to the sisters? Says need somebody to speak to them? They could say, I didn't understand. Yeah, the man come out and maybe, they can be that, they can be that excuse. I didn't, man, I agree with that one. I've always said, I shouldn't be a sister. Telling these sisters, because I mean, I'm talking from my man's perspective. That's what I'm talking from. I try to justify them, but I can't speak from their perspective. I can't even speak from my wife's perspective. But I have to keep myself about half time because I'm a little short with her sometimes. I'm seeing things in black and white, especially on this situation. She want to come out the colors. Hey, come on. Why are you going to take 15 minutes to tell me something you could tell me in 1 minute? And I'm getting more patient with that because not too long ago, she told me something. And I said, yeah, I won't apologize. I said, well, sure, I was busy. Ain't no excuse. Ain't no excuse. And so then she let us explain it, right? And the problem is, there was some stuff in the colors that I need to know. The black and white don't show everything. Because the colors show some details in the colors. Wow, I missed it. You got to be careful with that, but then you got some people out there say, well, everything they say is right just because it's in colors. That's not true either. You got to be mathematically correct. A lot of questions there. So who's this Sheba? Why did you mention her? Who is she? She comes to Solomon. That means that's why I say stuff like that there. From the uttermost parts of the earth. That means she's come to the earth. So we're in the earth. Why are we here? Because we live here. We're in heaven. After that, anyway, that's what this mission's over. Once we get home, then we got a different mission. Who is she? What is that about? If I didn't mention, you would never know about it because no one talks about it. I was familiar with it, not slightly, but it never came to my mind very sharp way until recently. A lot of stuff is coming more focus because right now everything's in the fan. So a lot of stuff has more priority, more weight to it now. That's what I'm focusing on. We talking about things I used to talk about before. Now we in it. Okay, boss, sister, I said that's it. And King Solomon gave to the queen of Sheba. Remember? Why did he mention king? They could say it in Solomon. King Solomon gave to Queen Sheba all her desire. Whatever she asked. That's what happens to the Levites. They didn't get home safely and with their minds back. They emphasized that what she had brought to the king. She turned and went away to her land and her servants. So she turned away and went to her land. Went to her land, she and her servants. Where's the land at? Why do you say that? Where's the land at? In the earth. Turn home. You figure it out. Winter is coming in, spring is coming up. This is such a beautiful diagram right here to explain it. See how it explains things, explain why math farmers like it is. It's half summer, half winter. Farrakhan loves the winter so much. Spring, they don't exist anymore. There's no trace of the winter in spring. Make all things new. Spring is transition between the summer and the winter. And the transition God. It's all beautiful once you start thinking. Life becomes, the more you think, life becomes easier and easier and easier. The more you open your eyes, you see better and better and better. You walk around with your eyes squinch, you're still going to run into stuff. You open your eyes up and you see, all of a sudden now, the way is clear. You avoid all kinds of problems, everything. Once you start thinking, all of a sudden, the more you think, the clearer the world becomes. You don't want to think, so that's why it goes so complicated. It's not complicated. Not complicated at all. No complications. My wife's her life not complicated. She's happy. Happy life, happy wife, happy life, I say. Her life's not complicated. I mean, sure it's not complicated. She wants to go to work. I told her I don't like doing that, but that's what she wants to do. She wants to get out of the house. That's her business. She comes home to a cooked meal. It's a comfortable, nice, comfortable place. Can't stress anything. Thinking. That's what thinking does for you. But if you don't think, you want stuff, just worried about that, worried about this, worried about that. You understand? Start thinking. You start understanding those pillars. They become clearer and clearer and clearer. Light comes on. But you're not thinking, you walk around in the dark. That's what it's doing. I know you don't understand that. That's what it is. Which light comes on. Okay, now. Good to go. Verse is yet to come. Oh, that war's about to. Whoa. Explosion about to take place. It's all about why you think you're going to China. He's going to cover his ass. You don't want, you don't want to get a flanked. You understand what that means? I'm not jumping the gun until Egypt. Because nothing they can do. Everything, when you understand how pressure works, they crushed. It's just how the quality of it. Crushing is absolute. It's the quality of it. Boom. Like that. We're in it, brothers and sisters. The great battle is about to take place.
Oh, Nima, and I keep telling people this, watch out. When we collapse, we're going to collapse with a loud bang, and people's lives are going to be ruined. It's not going to just be $8 a gallon at the pump. It's going to be you can't afford anything. You can't even afford to eat. You can't afford to have a roof over your head. You certainly can't afford all those things you've been thinking about, like a college education for your children and so forth. That's where we're headed. And we're doing it to ourselves. There's
It's almost in tears. They're gone. Nothing you can stop. Nothing can stop it. Problem is, are you going to go with them? The Farrakhan, you're going with him. He's definitely going with him. Follows the devil. He can take you with it if you can. The devil can see it. Destruction on the way. The war. It's going to be devastating. I tell you, men's posture, no fear, those things come upon the earth. They know it's coming here. Shockwaves. Oh, it's going to come in like a knock everything down. You never seen. Totally destroys the economy. It's going to cause insurrection here. Political fighting, not arguing. Race war, political war, economic war, famine. Total chaos. That's why it says God's going to do a strange thing here. Why don't say it about any place else? It's going to be bad over false Israel, but it's going to be worse here. They're going to do a strange thing. That means something you can't even comprehend. You want to be here for that? If you're here, you're going to tribulation. You want to make sure you got highs, you got, right? You got unity. You achieve, you achieve the 5 pillars. But if you ain't, ooh. Man's almost in tears. Okay. The whole people are talking about the Sunni Arabs. The power is about to be broken. It's in process. See this thing I'm telling you right now? You already see signs of it's not cold turkey. You already see it. And now so I'm telling you now, oh man, a storm is coming because you see the clouds. No, I told you the clouds are coming. And now the clouds are here. I'm telling you what the damage the clouds are going to do. Go out there. They shut me down for a whole week because I was telling you stuff that happened last year and the year before that. I know that's why he did it. Then he said, damn, he did. He said before it happened. When it wasn't anywhere on the horizon. Fair time. Armageddon start. You seen Armageddon? The one I did previously? I saw if something speaks and it doesn't happen, you listen to him anymore. Ain't that what say, Smell? I guess you don't have to listen to Farrakhan anymore, right? He's self. Silence the self. God told me silent. Okay, it's dark now. It's totally dark. We need the light. We've been paying you electric bill for 40 years for the light. And then when the light goes out, right? Paying 40 years, right? For the light, when mercy comes and there's a light, all of a sudden it's dark, and we go turn you on. You say, "Hey, God told me I can't come on." This way he's supposed to be talking. He ain't talking. He don't know a goddamn thing. You pay the electric bill for this situation, so he will guide you through the darkness. Then the darkness comes. Because he wasn't no light to begin with. And if he was, you'd be kicking his ass, telling him, "Want your goddamn money back? I'm paying this bill 40-some years, paying your bill. You're multi-millionaire, and now lights out, and now you tell me it's dark. Now it's dark, and you tell me you won't come on? You want to tell me what's happening? What happened? Whoa. What's happening to that fool?
$5,000. Cash payment to anyone who can prove that what lying son of a devil Farrakhan is preaching is consistent with the lessons, supreme wisdom, of Master Fard Muhammad Elijah Muhammad's representation of his teacher Master Fard's teachings.
That's all I gotta do, brothers and sisters. You gotta be sending those nasty grams and stuff. Just show me the verse, and I'll shut up. I'll give $5,000 and I'll kiss your ass and Farrakhan's ass in public. Assalamu alaikum.